Okay, so here's the human body. The highlighted sections are the different parts of the nervous system. Alright, so the nervous system regulates almost all bodily processes and activities. Three major functions it completes are getting the information from sensory receptors, transferring and processing the impulses, and last but not least, monitor neurons send appropriate instructions to the muscles and glands. Let's get this started, girl. We're moving up, it's been a lot to change. So back to the body. The organs in which make up the nervous system are mainly the brain, spinal cord, and peripheral nerves. So the nervous system is broken down into different sections, kind of like this. There's a central nervous system, and then there's a peripheral nervous system. And those are broken down into motor and sensory. Motor is even further broken down into somatic and autonomic. And autonomic is even further broken down into parasympathetic and sympathetic. Okay, let's take a closer look at each section. This could get a little bit more tricky. The central nervous system consists of the brain and the spinal cord, while the peripheral nervous system consists of the cranial and spinal nerves. Okay, so the peripheral nervous system is categorized in the motor section. This further breaks down into somatic and autonomic. Somatic is voluntary and usually involves skeletal muscles, while autonomic is involuntary and involves cardiac and smooth muscle glands. Okay, so the autonomic section that we just talked about and how we said it was involuntary, that's even further broken down into parasympathetic and sympathetic, which balance the action of one another. Parasympathetic is categorized as everything that happens when you're calm and relaxed in a safe environment, while sympathetic is categorized as what happens when you're in the process of fight or flight, like when you're deciding, am I going to run away or am I going to stay here and fight? Alright, so you guys have made it through the most informational part of the video, and I totally congratulate you guys. So now that you have the basic understanding of the nervous system and how it works, meet Chris. Chris! Some of you guys may be like, psh, I drink every day, all day. No.
It took a little time to make a little better. It's only going up, just one thing then another, you know.
You see, Chris consumed way too much alcohol, even if he is a big dude. So what had happened was that the alcohol mimicked GABA, which is an inhibitory neurotransmitter. This basically means that it made him slower to react to things and inhibits his brain function. This is part of the reason he passed out. What also had happened was that the activity is reduced in the neurotransmitter glutamate, which is involved in muscular function, hence being the cause of relaxing his muscles too much and allowing him to pass out and eat. The lack of muscle function relaxes his diaphragm, which affects his breathing pattern, putting him into sleep mode.
The following presentation is interrupted by this commercial.
I talked to my mom about cigarettes. She said that smoking could stunt my growth, destroy my lungs, make it harder to play sports, turn my hair gray, then make my hair fall out, turn me into a haggard old woman by the time I'm 30. She said that cigarette smoke makes you smell like an ashtray, and boys don't want to kiss ashtrays. Talk to your kids. Tell them that smoking just isn't cool.
So drugs such as nicotine have slightly different effects, but overall, you get the same result. So let me ask you, do you want this to happen to you? No, you don't. Do you want to have cancer and die? Do you want to have liver disease and die? Do you want to sneeze and die? Do you want to pass out and die? Do you want to have cardiovascular disease and die? Do you want to die? No, you don't.